Alrighty guys, welcome back to another one of the Dad Files. Hope you're all having a lovely day so far, and let's get straight into it. Alright, so in the bottom right hand corner, playing as the red this is not a Protoss. Went straight automatically to the other side of the board, but down in the bottom right hand corner, playing as the red Zerg, we have Reza. And in the top left hand corner, here is our Protoss. Playing in blue, it is Joe Pineapple. I'm not sure what happened there. Accidentally pressed backspace. That's interesting. Did not realize that could happen. A bit of a funny start there, but it's alright. Not that we've really missed much. It looks like Daddy's going to go for his usual, cheesy cannon wall opening. But, Reza has got a 12 pull happening here. I think that was a 12 pull. It was a pretty early spawning pull here. Dad will scout it though. And instantly 3 Zerglings do start up, but they're going to be sent across the map, so they might walk straight past this cannon rush if he doesn't react quickly enough. The Overlord hasn't yet scouted this cannon rush either. It is about to though. And a hatchery has gone down, so if this Overlord isn't quick enough to spot this, Dad could actually get a hatchery. Reza doesn't. Reza doesn't notice the probe. Does target 2 Zerglings onto it, but does walk straight past that pylon. Dad hasn't got a second probe though. Instead, deciding to use that probe to wall up at home just to make sure that he can securely hold that push with the 12 pull. His Zerglings will try to get in, but it is blocked off, and they're on move command. So they will attack. They will go and get rid of that probe there. But the cannon does pop up and does manage to graze 1 Zergling there. The Overlord going into hiding over that fan, only taking 1 hit from that cannon. But Dad did have a second probe somewhere hiding, and he had to put down another pylon. Can try to put down a second cannon there, but didn't quite get it. It was blocked by the drones there. That hatchery does get cancelled, and the Zerglings do return home, but straight as the cannon goes up, Dad, with 2 gateways as well, so even if he does retreat to the high ground, we'll be able to start pumping out those zealots there. Does cancel 1, so he can get a little bit of extra money to work on stuff back at home. By the way, back at home there is a very nice economy starting up there, but he also will be able to get some more cannons and maybe a shield battery if he does require it. That gateway will pop up, and that second cannon will get a few hits on that Overlord there, but not getting it into that red zone, only just getting down to the depths of the yellow there. These Zerglings look a little bit confused, not sure what to do here. Reza just getting them to patrol back and forth. And Spinecrawler does pop out, so this might be able to target. I don't think that's in range. I was going to say maybe it could sit there and maybe hit these 2, but I don't think that'll be in range. And it's going to be interesting here because I just had a massive voice crack. It's going to be very interesting here because if he can expand to the low ground before these Zealots come out, he could hold it. But if Dad gets enough Zealots out quick enough and another Spinecrawler doesn't get put down, he might be able to push if he accumulates enough Zealots. That Overlord's still over here being able to collect some intel. Dad does go for the Warp Gate. And the first Zealot does come out. Does do a little bit of teasing up on the high ground there. The Zerglings do push it back to the safety of its cannons. And Dad is going to go for a little bit of a scout. Maybe thinking that the Zerg might have gotten a singular drone out and maybe expanded, which isn't the case, but of course Dad doesn't know that. Another hatchery does go down to get that extra larvae. Or lava, however you would prefer to pronounce it. So those do get put onto the hatchery, as well as that roach warren there. So right now, Reza is looking like he might be able to push forward, but those shield batteries are going to prove a little bit difficult. They only just popped up, and a Stargate. Classic Dad here. That Stalker does go for that creep tumor and will get it, But we do have some Ravagers, which we'll be able to take care of those cannons if enough of them do come out. So it's going to be very interesting here. Reza, I don't think... No, Reza can see that, so he really needs to try and kind of react to that. Maybe some Spore Crawlers. He has got 1 Spore Crawler and 4 Queens, but whether that will be enough or not, I don't know. Those Corrosive Biles hitting down on one of the cannons there, not scraping past the shield with those shield batteries in the back, being able to hold on to that. And Dad, realizing that he does have Ravagers now and will be able to use Corrosive Bile, does put down a couple more shield batteries, and that Overlord does get taken out. So no more information for Reza there. Dad does bring this Void Ray forward, but does retreat back to the safety of those cannons once again. Back at home, Dad, his economy is actually going really well. Full gas, full mineral line. Start of a second base so far, but that Overlord can still see a lot of stuff, and the thing is, it won't really be able to get out of there. So Dad has kind of locked it in there. So won't be able to do much with that Overlord, but we'll be able to collect a little bit of information from the front of Dad's base. That Void Ray does push forwards a little bit, does push forwards again, but does take some damage, as those Queens are kind of just, keeping it in the grey zone here. Halfway between, both sides. But Dad has really managed to bottle this Zerg up. Seeing the Protoss specialty here. Bottled Zerg. And, if you can pull it off right, you can really, just dehydrate that Zerg from the minerals and gas that it needs. So, come to a little bit of a standstill here. Dad with 2 Void Rays and 3 Stalkers might be able to push forwards and clear a little bit of these units if he wants to. This cannon is slowly taking damage in the back here. 4 more shield batteries do go down and 2 more gateways. And Warp Gate has come out now, so might be able to warp in some more Stalkers or Zealots, and probably is looking like might be able to actually push forwards with this. Transfuse does go down on that Queen, but Dad hasn't actually managed to get anything yet. Does almost lose 2 Void Rays and a Stalker. Yeah. Does warp in 1 more. And this is actually pretty even, to be honest. That's a lot of Ravagers and Queens. But Dad, of course, does have the safety of the cannons and the shield batteries, and he's gonna lure Reza forward here, having to retreat back down on this low ground, so he doesn't have the high ground now. Slowly getting hit by those cannons. 1 Ravager will go down. A 2nd Ravager will go down. And the Queens aren't using their transfusers, they're just standing still. What? A Queen goes down. And there is another Queen in here that is looking a little bit hurt. And it's just too much for Reza to bear. And Dad wins. GG. I have to say, that was looking a little bit even there for a second. But I'm not sure what happened back here. And those Queens just were standing still. I don't know what happened there. In all honesty. The Queens were just standing still and they didn't use their transfusers to keep those Ravagers alive. And then Dad just managed to push forward and put a lot of pressure, getting rid of one of those Queens. And that was just the tipping point for Reza there. Wow. Whoops, still got the sound going on there. Yeah. That was actually quite interesting. Dad really just containing that Zerg there, and just, as I said, if you dehydrate that Zerg from the minerals and gas that it needs and they can't expand, that's a really big game changer if you can just keep them bottled in there. But yeah. That was a fun little Dad file to do. I hope you all enjoyed it, and that's all we have time for today. Thank you for being here. It's much appreciated. And I will see all of you next time. Bye.